the hell? Oh, it's a meteor shower. Yeah.
In 2024, a fireball streaked across the sky in Southern California. From the ground, it looked like a dramatic fireworks display, or maybe a meteor. But it was no shooting star. Those are the white-hot remains of a Chinese spacecraft, an unplanned, uncontrolled re-entry.
We've had examples of pieces of debris falling on people's property, falling on people's houses, and thankfully no one has happened to be in that area. But I think it is really only a matter of time until someone does get killed by a piece of falling space debris.
I'm not a space junkie or anything like that. This is just what we found.
In 2024, a Saskatchewan farmer made headlines after a giant piece of a Starlink satellite crashed down in their field following a malfunction.
Around 70% of the 20,000 satellites ever launched remain in space today.
And scientists expect to see more satellite debris crashing down. Within a decade, we could have 10 to 20 satellites falling back to Earth every day.
Spectacular! Whoa!
There's currently a 2 to 3% chance of a casualty each year from just re-entering space debris. And that is growing with our use of space.
The satellites flying on today's mission will be the first of our second generation of satellites.
That giant hunk of debris from Saskatchewan started its journey here in the payload of a SpaceX rocket that can launch dozens of satellites at once.
And liftoff.
Building out Elon Musk's Starlink system, nearly 10,000 low Earth orbit satellites and growing.
Our first 3 Amazon LEO satellites.
And now rival companies like Amazon, states like Russia and China, even the EU, are racing to establish satellite constellations of their own.
We're approaching having 1 launch per day, and we've launched more satellites in the past 6 years than we have in the previous 60 years.
You can see all those satellites hurtling around Earth on websites like this. Each and every one of these orange and red dots is a low Earth orbit satellite like Starlink. And this globe gives you an idea of just how many are up there. Here, let's zoom in on Vancouver, where I am, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, all passing overhead right at this moment.
All of those things are going to continue falling out of the sky on a regular basis with no real understanding of what impact they have either on the atmosphere or the solid Earth or the people living on it.
Starlink deploy confirmed. And just as I was saying that, the Starlink payloads on screen, you can see them separating themselves from the second stage, and off they go.
Starlink satellites falling from the sky is no accident. They're designed to come down after 5 years so they can be replaced with newer tech. SpaceX says they should burn up on re-entry, but there are no fail-safes when that doesn't happen.
This is preventable. This is not something that needs to be happening. We can make better rules.
Fireworks! No, it's not fireworks.
Remember that Chinese spacecraft? As debris burns up in the atmosphere, it produces sonic booms that shake the Earth below it. That shaking can be picked up by seismometers, the same ones we use to detect earthquakes.
From that, we can work out what direction the object is going in, how fast it's going, how fast it's descending.
This is the path of that burning spacecraft that researchers were able to recreate by tracking its sonic boom.
The really interesting thing is we were able to map the breakup of the object, so to show how the main piece of debris was disintegrating into smaller pieces.
This isn't going to be an early warning system. Don't expect an emergency space debris alert to pop up on your phone anytime soon. But it could help scientists better understand what happens when space junk falls back to Earth and recover toxic or radioactive material before it hurts people or the environment.
We don't have a huge amount of insight into what these satellites are made of or exactly how they break up, other than the word of the companies who've done internal modeling, which we don't have access to.
Next year, the European Space Agency plans to launch the Draco mission, a spacecraft designed to be almost entirely destroyed re-entering the atmosphere. That kind of real-world data could help companies design better satellites that do fully burn up in the atmosphere and allow regulators to craft better rules about what's allowed to go up and come down.